Hi, everybody. This is one of your Aspire to activities. This is Unit 0, 2.2b, Presidential Zodiac Signs. So we're still investigating astrology and talking about whether it is a real science or if it's pseudoscience. Can it be proven false? Is astrology falsifiable? Hope you like my hat. I've been sitting here, it's summertime, and I've been watching all my friends posting all the trips that are going on, so I thought I'd wear my hat. My husband brought this back from Australia one time when he went on a business trip, so I can feel like I'm on a trip. So here we go. You should have already cruised through the characteristics of star signs. If you need to still pick up the reading, it's either in the reading notebooks or there's a stack of them in the classroom. And so while you're looking through these this time, you need to put on your thought hat of what zodiac sign would most of the presidents fall under. So that's what we're going to investigate here in this Aspire to activity. You need to log into your GoFormative. Sorry, they used to be called GoFormative. They changed their names last year to Formative. I'm still getting used to that. You need to log into Formative and open up the Formative 2.2b Presidential Zodiac Signs. Make sure that when you have a handout that goes along with the Formative that you're filling it out on your handout and on, and on the Formative. So we're going to be looking at your notebook handout number 9, and you can see what the first page looks like on the screen. So remember that astrology, here I go with so again, astrology looks at where the moon and the stars and Mars and Venus are, and where is Jupiter compared to the Earth, and is Venus in its full phase position, to determine characteristics, predict the future, tell you what your day is going to be like. And so it's often said that certain presidents are clustered around a certain zodiac sign. And so we're going to investigate. So first we ought to ask ourselves, what are some characteristics that would indicate that a person would be a good president? And so first thing off the top of my head would be a good public speaker. A president has to be in front of the public all the time, talking about reports and events. So they have to be comfortable in front of the camera and talking in front of people. I found an article from Men's Health that listed some characteristics that a president would have: respectful, patient, enthusiastic, accountable, humility, empathy, responsibility. And, we could go on listing all those characteristics. So after reading that characteristics of star signs, which sign do you think would have the most presidents? You can't check with others at your table or row because they might not be on the same activity you are. I should have taken that out. Sorry, I didn't. And so there I am, so again. On your handout, number 9, you have this table. And so on the left, you are going to write in the number of each of the signs, how many you would think would be in each. Your number should add up to 45. Woo! Oh, must take a sleepy pill. And so, for example, I might think that most of the presidents fall underneath my sign, which is Capricorn. So I might put 20 under Capricorn and only 2 under Aquarius. And my cousin, her sign might only have 5, and her sign is Gemini. And so I'm going to look at the star signs and kind of estimate, guess, predict where I think most of the presidential signs will be. So I'll put my numbers over here, and then on the right you have a bar chart to make. So I forgot how many I said Gemini would have. Let's go with 4. And so I'm going to make a bar chart, and so I'm going to shade this block, this block, this block, this block, and this block to represent 4 for Gemini. And then Scorpio I only might have put 1. But over here in Capricorn, I'm going to be all the way up here to the top because that's my sign. And of course, president's going to have the characteristics of my sign. And so you fill out the bar chart, and then you're also going to put this information in the formative. In the formative, I've also put this for you. It's the list of the star signs and their dates. And it's also in the back of the handout, number 9. So some questions we're going to be answering is, what would you expect of the birthdays and zodiacs if the birthdays were randomly happening? Means there's an equal chance that any sign could be president. So Capricorn would have just as much chance of being president as Taurus, as Aquarius, as Cancer. So you're going to answer that question, and it's a thought question to see how much you understand about if something were random, how would it be distributed across our variables? Oh, same question, sorry. And then the next table you're going to fill in is that you're going to complete the table of birthdays of the U.S. presidents. And that's in the back of that handout number 9. And so I think I have a copy of it. Nope. And so you'll have a table that you fill out, and it'll have like President Washington, and then it'll say his birth date, and you put what sign he was. And then when you're all finished, you're going to count up how many of each there were. So you're going to count up how many of those were Gemini, how many of those were Cancer, how many of those were Leo. And then when you finish with that, you're going to go over and you're going to make a bar chart just like you did with your estimates. And then your thought question is going to be, how does the actual distribution, meaning the one that you just calculated by using the president's birthdays, compared to the one that you estimated, and what was your prediction? Make sure to use specific examples from the table you just created and the one you created at the very first part of the activity. If you ask yourself while you're looking for patterns within the data, you might ask yourself, which of the signs had the largest number of presidents? And that was Scorpius with 6. Scorpius is a summer constellation. A lot of people don't realize that your zodiac isn't in the night sky on your birthday. Your zodiac sign is where the sun is hiding. So it is actually where the sun is, what constellation the sun is in at noon on your birthday. So if you could turn out the lights at noon and we could see the stars, the sun would be in that constellation. Which sign has the smallest number of presidents? And so we're looking for trends in the data. Is there a spike? Is there a lull? Is there a trend? Is there a pattern? And so the answer to that is Gemini with 2, and I think Virgo also had 2. So as you looked at your results, meaning the table of the actual president's zodiac signs, would you see a pattern? Is there one? Should there be one? This is a thought question for you to see if you're getting this concept of, is astrology a science? Can your zodiac sign make you a better president, or is it just randomly assigned? And then you're going to end with a question, what do your results indicate? Are Capricorns more likely to be presidents based on your data? Well, we just found out that it's going to be Scorpius, right? But you're going to look at your data and see if there's any trends. So there you go. That is the end for presidential zodiac signs. This is one of your Aspire 2 activities.